Greetings and welcome to episode 19 of the Weekly Review, the weekly podcast for Words About Games where we sit down and we talk about the games that we've been playing. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, and I'm joined this week by the champ himself. I can't remember how many stars it was. The 3-star champ himself, Mr. Daffy Moody.
Monday. You know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. It's review. It's game time this time. We're actually talking about games, unlike the podcast where we bitch about companies and people.
We bitch about people.
And people and everything. But no, yes, we are now here to talk about games, and I'm back to talk about games this time. I have played games. Shock horror.
There's a game in here that he's played more than I've played. The first game. If you nearly finished it, you've played more than I did.
Oh, okay. That's fascinating.
But how are you?
I'm very good, Amy. Good weekend, good Among Us stream like we had last night. Good playing
it's
again,
so much
man.
Fun. Every
It's
time
always
I sit
fun,
down
yeah.
and think, maybe this'll be the week where it's just starting to feel like it's getting a bit old. Never happens.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting old, but I am kind of wanting a new level.
Yeah, I'm starting to be
deny that.
like, I was hoping that the new level would be out by now. So I am starting to look at like in a sloth and be like, kind of could do with you dropping this new level soon.
Like, come on,
this
we
new
need
level kinda needs
Ryan
to come
not to
out.
know where effing is.
He'll figure it
need
out
him.
very quickly.
Oh, I know he will.
He'll print out a map off the internet and just hang it somewhere.
I bet he has, man. I bet he has. He has the wall all on his wall, and he just has a notice right underneath. How to piss Moody off.
So years and years and years ago, for a funny video, I got Keith, Tom, and Russell together with Kirsty. His friend of mine streams over at Tiny Sharp Players on Twitch because she played Dota 2 a lot, and it was a big deal. Obviously, it still is a big deal, but none of us had ever played it before. So I thought, let's make a funny video of Kirsty training us to play Dota 2, and then we go online and play a match together because it's a 5-player game, right? And we all came into this video with like differing levels of preparation, right? Like when I say all of us, I mean 3 of us didn't do any preparation apart from just download the game and be like, all right, cool, yeah. But Russell researched all of the characters, right? Oh, and there's a lot of characters. Picked his favorite one, printed out all of their ability because you can level characters up as you play like in a match. So printed out all of the level ups and the paths and the controls and the tactics and stuff. And literally on his second monitor, he had them all stuck to his second monitor, all the printouts, and he was like referring to it like as we were playing.
You know what we call that? You know what we call that, ladies and gentlemen? A nerd.
Nerds.
Nerd. Yeah.
And we lost, by the way. We lost every match. We played like 3 training matches against the AI. Lost all of those. And then I just went, fuck it, we'll just go online. What's the worst that can happen? We've got a seasoned pro on our team. And we got pinned into our starting area. And lost quite quickly.
Damn.
Fun times. And I never played it again. But at least I can say I tried.
You did.
I tried them over.
That.
And
it wasn't for you.
And I got obliterated. But we're not here to talk about Dota. We are here to talk about 3 games this week. First up, we got Little Nightmares 2. And then we'll follow that up with Hardspace Shipbreaker, a game in early access. And then Moody wants to talk about Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which would be cool. We talked about that as a main topic last week, and it'll be fun to get Moody's thoughts.
Actual take this time. Yeah.
On that game. But let's start with Little Nightmares 2, a game we've both played, but I'm going to let you take the lead on this one, because I feel like you've played it more than I have.
So to answer this question, I need where you up. Where you up to? Where did you get to?
So I'm in
I can literally.
there's a school, right?
Yes, I'm past that.
Yeah, and I was a decent way through it. Like I played quite a bit of it, but I was still in the school. So.
Yeah. So Little Nightmares 2. I caveat never played the first one.
I did.
Never got to round 2 at all whatsoever. But always heard good things about it. And this one came out, and it's getting nothing but overall well received reviews. It's like what mid 80s, I believe it's on all Big Critic. It's got a lot of love about everything. I'll say right now, this is a visually stunning movie. The art style is very well done. I think it is. Yeah, I think this is a very well done animation. Yes, they've gone for a very unique style. They've gone for a very Tim Burton style, and I'm not a Tim Burton person. Not a fan of his movies whatsoever or his art style, but this is just somehow it is clicking for me. It's a very intriguing art style, and I do like the art style personally.
Oh, definitely.
I think the music is very creepy, and I think it does it intensify the thrills when you get to the suspense part, should I say, very well. I think they do a very good job there. The mechanics are a bit of a pain in the ass. I have to be honest there.
Let's stop there because I feel like I've got some of this stuff that you just said written down in exactly the same order in my Get Sherlock notebook.
Go on then.
So yeah, I was in the same boat as you. Like, I love the atmosphere. Like, so I did play the first Little Nightmares, which a lot of people did talk very positively about, and I didn't really click with that all that much. That's the context. I've set up the context. But yeah, like I love like you say, the visuals, and the music and the sound design, and it all like combines to make a really great atmosphere. So the game is always really, really spooky. Like I never really found the game like it's like really scary, but like genuinely creepy at all times. A big reason for that as well is the monster designs.
Yeah.
So like the big monster, the big people, the normal sized people, air quotes, that chase you around and stuff, like are always mega creepy. Like the one in the school with when like she's like the head like neck elongates, so she's like searching around with you with her head, like she was like
that creeped the crap out of me. I'm at one right now, which I won't spoil, but there's one right now which is just like, what the hell? I've just beaten it before we came online there, before we came to record. So yeah, it's the mechanics. The mechanics have been a bit of a pain in the backside, but I won't lie. I'll say right now, I think I'm the opposite to you. I am enjoying this game.
Yeah,
I have enjoyed what I've played.
Like
I have enjoyed what I've played.
To be fair to Little Nightmares too, like I obviously had played the first one and not really enjoyed it, so. Knowing that the first one got a positive response, like I didn't expect like a radically altered experience for the second one. So I kind of went into it being like, okay, like I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna see what it's up, but also like thinking like if I don't like it, that's fine. Obviously, that's always true. But it's like if I don't like it, it's fine. I didn't really enjoy the first one all that much, and that's exactly what happened. And like I gave it a good go. And then I rage quit because I was doing this platforming section. And there was a bit where you have to climb up a thing and then like jump and grab a rope and then swing across a gap. And I did it the first time I went up, and then I messed up and I had to go back down. And then the 5 subsequent times I would try to climb up and jump up across and grab the rope, I couldn't grab the rope, and I was just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done. Like that's it. I have reached the point where I'm just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
I am enjoying this game, but I won't lie. There have been parts where I have got vexed at this game. Like, my partner can literally vouch for me that I've been like, what the... like, ready to go host the remote and everything, because there's this part where I'm just like, how have you caught me? How have you caught me? Like, you weren't next to me. And everything like that. And I'm just like, why? And yeah, it's... It's like I'm pressing a button. It just seems like it's very slow.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that is a mechanic or if that is that it's glitching a bit. Maybe I'm not sure about that.
I
Like I say, I can't. I can't sit because I didn't play the first one. You'll be able to give me the better preference of was the slowish in that one as
so
well.
like just to like describe what you're talking about, because obviously I experienced it as well.
Like I'm trying to lift a weapon to hit something.
Oh, we'll talk about
And
combat. We'll talk about the
that's a
combat.
pain in the backside.
So it's like it's clumsy is the best word I've thought of to describe it. Like
I agree. I think
on
that's the perfect
purpose.
word.
Like I feel like the characters clumsy. Like the controls and the platforming and the combat, which I don't know if Little Nightmares didn't need combat, but the like all of that stuff is very imprecise, which leads to moments like the moment I was describing with the platforming, where it's like I'm doing a thing I've done before, but now I can't do it because I don't even know why, and that's where my rage came from, because it was like I don't know why this isn't working. Like, I'm doing everything I did the first time I did it when I successfully completed this section, except now it's not working. And, like, the clumsiness adds to the horror and the creepiness. Like, it's always cool when you're, like, running away from a person thing, and, like, you just barely get away. Like, or you're just like, you know, the one at the very beginning with the guy who's got the gun and he's shooting at you, and it's like it's thrilling to just barely escape them. But on the flip side of that, you have moments where you have to repeat a lot of stuff because reasons.
Yeah. No spoilers or anything like that, but how you say defeat the first villain, I was thinking that's brutal. I was like, "Oh,
that was good. Ouch. That was good. Yeah, I like that. That was something I did like."
Yeah.
Go
on. Yeah, it's got some cracking atmosphere. The atmosphere is very well done, but because of its mechanics, it does let itself down and it sucks you out of it. Like there was a part where I was just like, "How have you touched me?" Many times I replayed it many times because I was kept getting caught, and I'm thinking, "You're not near me." And because of the camera angle, I'm not realizing that I'm not as close as I'm actually as, because I'm obviously close enough for the thing to catch me, but because of the angle of the camera, it doesn't look like it's anywhere near me, but yet it's caught me. If the camera angle was different, it would have been probably a lot more better for that type of scenario. But because they've gone for this style, it's sucking me out. It sucked me out a little bit. Like by the time I got past it, I was just like, it wasn't a relief of, yes, let's get to the next part of the game. I was just like,
well, it was relief as opposed to like satisfaction, right? Like,
yeah, it was just like, relieved. Thank God. Yeah, it was just like, oh, thank God. And that's not what you want in the game. You don't want to be saying, thank God. You want to be saying, oh, that was awesome. That was thrilling. Right. That was exciting. Everything like that.
It's like I always think whenever it was like overcoming a hard challenge in a game I'm really enjoying, it's always like I fucking did it. You know what I mean? Like, yes, come on. Whereas, like, you know, like something's gone wrong where you're doing a challenge in a different game and you finally get past it and it's just like, oh, thank fucking God, I'm done with that. Like the first time you're playing through something. If you're playing through something like the third or fourth or fifth time and it's like a bit you don't really enjoy, it's a different scenario.
But how they've set up like certain levels, like the level I'm on now, or what I've just finished, should I say, was infuriating because it had that corridor part, what I've just told you about, which was vexing me. But it was there were parts of that level that was incredibly very well done for its atmosphere and creeping the crap out of me, because I was just thinking, that's creepy. That's not right. Whoever made this up, you're psycho. You should be put in an insane asylum for that type of thing, you psychopath. It was very well realized, I won't lie, but like it's just like there's just those couple little things that are just holding it back. But like I'm almost completing the game. I'll give a popular finish of it all next week, and I think it'll be like the final thing I'll talk about next week. And I think just say I've finished, and I can give it a proper full-on final thing there. But right now, I am enjoying it, but it is a very clumsy, vexing.
So I have unintentionally left a piece of footage in this game which perfectly just the bit you've just watched if you're watching on YouTube. I have just perfectly encapsulates exactly what we're talking about. So it's from the very beginning of the game. So like, there's not really much in the way of spoilers. This was like the first half an hour. It's like, so you spend a lot of time like sneaking past the guy with the gun at the beginning. And how you do a lot of this, or how you do part of this, is sneaking through tall grass.
Yeah.
And I got stuck briefly. I only died like 2 or 3 times, and there's video evidence apparently, because I left it in. I got killed a couple of times because I was like, oh, like there's some tall grass over here, and then I would be like, okay, I'm gonna sneak through the tall grass, and he's not gonna see me because the game has taught me that if I crouch in the tall grass, he won't see me. But there's some birds, and every time you go past them, like regardless of how slow you're going, they'll scatter. But like, even though you're hidden in the tall grass where you've been hidden before from the guy who's like, even when he's looking directly at you, he will see you in the tall grass no matter what and shoot you. And that got me a couple of times. And it's stuff like that. It's like, on top of like the clumsiness, for me, a part of the frustration is how poorly communicated stuff can be sometimes in the game.
Yeah.
Like, where it could be like, oh, where in this case of what I was just talking about, it's like it communicates one thing to you, but then it modifies that thing slightly with no warning.
Yeah. A good game. I am enjoying it, but it's like, I'm just like, I feel like by the end of it, I'm going to be like, good, I can return this now. But I rent the games.
Will you be relieved or will you be satisfied? But like, I have to make special mention of the combat, which wasn't in Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares wanted to have combat. And
it didn't. The first one didn't have combat.
No,
I kind of want to play the first one now.
The combat is the worst thing they could have possibly added to the game.
I agree.
Genuinely horrible. The first time you do it, where you have to sneak up on the kid with the hammer. Like, again, it's so poorly communicated. It took me time to figure out what the game wanted from me. And again, this wasn't a mechanic in the first game, right? So there was nothing in my head that said, oh, I need to pick this hammer up, drag it across, and then go, whoosh, and smash the kid to pieces. Because they made like fucking porcelain or some shit. But
because this is the first one for me, I automatically thought what I had to do. Because I was just thinking I thought there was an action mechanic in it. So I just picked up what I needed to do what I needed. So I never thought of it like that. But damn, like,
no,
to say they've added it in, it doesn't work.
It was an addition, and not a great one. Like, it's actually up on the screen now. So the like, it's okay when it's like stealth based. You know what I mean? Where like you're sneaking up behind an enemy, and then you just got to swing at them, right?
Yep.
But then there's moments where it's like, oh, like enemies are coming towards you, and you have to hit them with timing and precision. And there's the 2 things you can't do in Little Nightmares 2. And the first time you have to do it must have been a dozen times I had to repeat it. Because the first enemy, I always missed the first enemy. Because like it's so difficult to point yourself at that enemy, but then also B, swing at the right time. Because their attacks are like that. So, like, you know, like the first enemies, I mean, I don't know about any enemies later on, but their attacks are like that. They just jump on you. Like, and if you do not time it so that hammer is coming down as that thing, I was going to say person, the thing, as that thing is standing in the spot where the hammer is going to fall down, it's over, you're done.
Yeah.
And it continues like that. But then there's other sections of this game where it's like you can take one of their heads, right, and you put it on, and then there's a whole section where you're sneaking through them, as they're like messing around in the school's cafeteria, and like that's really cool.
Yeah,
more of that, and none of this combat. Like the combat was bad. Like everything else, I can chalk up to just like it's my personal taste, right? Like I don't like the imprecision, I don't like the clumsiness. I don't like the repetition that comes from those things, but the combat was just straight up not great.
Agreed. Yeah, combat is most aggravating thing about this game. There's no doubt about that.
I like the puzzles though.
Yeah, puzzles are really, really, really intriguing. Are very interesting. There's one that I had to go all the way to the top of something, and I was thinking, oh, wow, that's all right, though. Yeah, very good. I really like him.
Like, I only did a few, obviously, because I only played a little bit
Mhm.
of it. But another one that sticks out to me was the chess pieces.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Was a good one. Where you like find the head, put them on, and in the correct order.
I
That
had
was
to do
awesome.
one where I had to get some electrical bulbs to power up certain parts of where I was at. So, because of what I was fighting against, quote unquote, fighting against or hiding from, it made it incredibly um, atmospheric, but also because knew I had to move to get the puzzle done, like it made it even more
It's tense,
thrilling.
right?
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
it
like it's
made it
not
more
just running
tense.
away. It's like you've got something to accomplish
Yeah,
while you're
yeah.
running and hiding.
Like there are glimpses of this game that really would make you think, wow, this what everyone's saying, like game could be possibly game of the year at the end of the year and everything like that, is like those glimpses are spot on. I'll never deny that. But there are things that just hold this that really do knock it down, which is disappointing. But yeah, they've done a really good game. And they've, but now, I'm pretty sure they've already come out and said this is the last one. They're going to move on to a new IP next, which
Okay, that's
I've
cool.
enjoyed this, like I've said, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do next, see what else goes out. If they do it to this, if they've already done this type of visual style, I'm excited to see what their next visual style is, because this one was an
Well,
exceptional visual
hang on.
style for me.
I haven't got my phone on me, but let me just confirm something about the studio, because I'm pretty sure the game before Little Nightmares um, is a former Words of Back Games Game of the Year, and it was
What? What's that?
Tearaway.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I didn't know they did that one. So they did Terrorware, then
They did
two.
Unfolded. They did the PS4 version, and
Okay.
then before that they did Little Big Planet 3. Which is how I knew them before Little Nightmares came out. Because I remember when the first trailer came out, I was like, I got it because I was like, I like the studio and follow the studio. Because Tearaway is one of the most criminally underrated games of the entire last generation.
Sounds about right.
um, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I look forward to whatever they do next, right?
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
Little Nightmares 2 wasn't really my thing. It wasn't for me, but like there's quality in there. So
Agreed. I do agree with you there. There is quality there that makes you go, you've got something. You really do.
yeah, yeah, you've got talent. And like I said, like your studio has made like two games I've really loved. So two games I think are not for me. We'll put it that way. That happens sometimes.
That's true.
That's why I've got Moody here, because he'll be like, "No, I disagree. I liked it," and then I go, "Cool, you can talk about it." And
Just follow them on LinkedIn.
I'll sit back and go, "Well, actually." Let's move on.
Let's move on, yeah.
So last week at the end of the podcast, I was like, "There's no new games coming out this week," so I was like, "I'm going to play some early access games."
You did?
I did, and I own Ooblets and I own Rogue Legacy 2. So what I did was the most logical thing that I could do in that situation, which was buy a third game, completely different game, and play that instead. Um,
Your logic is perfect.
I'll get around to the other two. There's other weeks coming up where nothing's coming out. It's fine. Um, yeah, I played Hardspace. Hardspace is Shipbreaker, which is a game I've had my eye on since it came out in early access. So it's basically a game where it's very literal. Basically, you're in space, and you literally are carving ships up. So you get a ship. Of the few that I think there's 8 or 9 different ship classes in the game at the moment.
Yep.
I know they're going to be adding more because again it's early access. So everything I say, they'll be adding more to it. Like there's a thing on the main menu screen when you open the game up, which is like the next update is coming 0.4, I think it is, and it's going to include a progress reset. So when I realized that, I was like, all right, cool. So I played the the campaign a little bit. And then I was like, all right, cool. It's going to reset my progress. So I'm just going to back out of this and go into free play and just experience the mechanics. And that's what I did. But yeah, you cut up ships for salvage. And in free play, it's literally just free play. You just do it because why not? In the campaign, you're doing it because it's futuristic, ultra capitalist dystopia where everybody on Earth is like, Earth is shit. We fucking ruined Earth. So like everybody wants to get off of Earth, and the only way to do that is to get a job. The only way to get the job is to incur massive debt, which you then have to pay off by doing the job. And then once you've paid the debt off, then you can like go and do whatever you want. Right?
Sounds like life.
It's like real life. You live under crushing debt, and then you die. Or in my case, you die because you cut a fuel line you weren't supposed to cut, and the whole fucking ship explodes. Yeah, that's basically the game. Like as you go through it, you're paying down your debt, or you're trying to pay down your debt because like everything that you salvage from a ship, counts towards sort of like it's got a monetary value, right? So that's the idea behind that. You also get like upgrades, so you can upgrade your tools, you can upgrade your suit, like get more oxygen. Your suit move faster. Your lasers can like cut better. So if you like look at the gameplay or like look at the game, then imagine the kinds of upgrades you can get. Those are the upgrades that you can get. Like that's just how it is. And yeah, like that's the entire game. Like in the campaign, you're generally going through, like I say, levels, and the levels are basically this ship has arrived. Cut it up and get the stuff out of it. And then the next one is, hey, do it again, and do so on and so forth. If there's a narrative, I don't know if it's been added to the game yet. I know there's gonna be a narrative, but I didn't really interact with too much of a story in the game so far. So it was literally just mostly gameplay. In the single player, you have shifts and you have work orders. So you have, I think it's like 15 minutes per shift. I wish I had 15-minute shifts. But so you have 15 minutes to get in, do your stuff, get out, and then make a judgment call as to whether to continue cutting that ship up in your next shift, because you've got to make a 500 million credit payment every day.
Yeah.
So you have to, like, if you make less than that, your debt will go up, not down. So you have to make a value judgment about whether it's worth cutting that ship up or getting a new ship, and cutting that up instead. And you have like oxygen and thrusters, and your gear wears down with durability, and you've got to get repair kits and all this kind of thing. And in free play, none of that. You just go out and you just do the thing, and you don't have to worry about suffocating to death, or your thrusters running out of fuel, or your laser breaking. Like, you just go out and do it. And there's also, I think there's like weekly races. So you can like, there's also like, you can just like, there's like a ship and you have to cut it up as fast as possible, and there's a leaderboard. I didn't do that because I'm not very good at this game. It's really relaxing. Like, it is actually quite chill. It just float out in space and just like figure out the best way to disassemble a spaceship. So like a lot of it is like finding cut points. So like, say like you've got the outer hull of a ship, and it's attached by like points that you can cut through, and then once you cut through those points, you can pull that section of the hull off and then put it in the processor. You can go inside, and then you go inside the ship, and there's like there can be like reactors, or like things like nacelles can be attached from the inside. So you cut through the cut points on the inside, and then you push it out, and then you float through the gap and send it to the barge. Because there's like different places for different things. Like it gets down to the point where you can literally like rip the lights out and rip the chairs out and stuff. Like you can just take everything. Like essentially, you can take the whole thing. The whole ship is there to be carved up and salvaged, basically, and it can be pretty relaxing. Even when you do something really stupid, like open up the cockpit before pressurizing it while you're not holding on to anything.
Yeah, that would do it. There's no doubt about it. That would do it. Yeah, it's. I'm having a look. I've just had like a look at it on Steam and everything like that. You see it. It's the most it's a relaxing game for you. And I'm just like, that doesn't come across as it though. That's how
It's weird,
weird it is
right?
for me. It doesn't come across as a second. Ah,
Like,
slicing up ships and everything. And it's like it's a relaxing game. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's working for you, which is brilliant. But I was just like, it so doesn't come across like that.
like again, it might just be the way I've interacted with it, right? Because I know
Yeah.
this big progress reset is coming, so I've mostly been playing in sort of like the most stress free free play mode. Like I know, like I remember seeing a trailer a little while ago for one of their big updates, which added ghost ships into the game, which are like ships that just like have like ships that have mysteriously like turned up and the crew's gone and stuff like that. And the update, it's the trailer itself gave the impression that some spooky stuff maybe going on in the ship, but I didn't play far enough in to ever like have a ghost ship, right, as the
Yeah.
ship that I was cutting up. So like it's like I've only played about 6 or 7 hours of it, so like take my opinion on that with a grain of salt. But like the only reason I went into this not actually expecting it to be quite relaxing was because I was talking to a friend who I knew had played it. Like, I was in the same boat as you. Where I was like, I don't know what to expect out of this game. I just know it looks interesting, and I want to give it a shot. And that's when I messaged my friend Thomas, and he was like, "Yeah, it's pretty chill." Then I was like, "All right, cool." And then I killed
The pictures,
myself.
it looks like it's a very pretty game.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really pretty. Like it's really satisfying as well. Like there's a moment which I know I've put in. In fact, it's just come up on the screen now, where it's like there's like this on the so like I was messing around with like the bigger ships and the smaller ships, and there was this one ship where it's like my laser wouldn't cut through the cut points, so I used demo charges, and it was like it's like an exposed housing for like for a massive fuel canister, and I got the demo charges and I just placed them all around like the beams, and then I
Yeah.
just floated back, and I got the detonator out, and I hit the detonator, and obviously they all went off in sequence, and then the lattice just floated away from the ship, and I was like, "Fuck, that was so satisfying!" Just like, bum, 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 and then it just all floats apart, and I was like, "Oh, that was good. That felt good," you know.
Very good. So, even if you're playing this in relaxed mode for quote unquote for yourself, is there anything that hasn't worked for you?
Yeah, so
Primarily, this is still an early access game.
like I mean, playing it in relaxed mode is fun, and like I got grips with like the mechanics and the feel of the game. At least when there's not like even when you're playing it in the standard campaign mode, like once your shift is over, you can just go to the place, go back to your habitat, and then come back out and just continue where you left off. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Oxygen and tethers is another one. It's like there are certain things you've got to refill throughout your shift, but you can literally just zip back to the habitat, press the buttons on the console, and refill your tethers or refill your oxygen. It's not a big deal. The playing it, like I said, playing it free play mode. Sorry, it's just done the thing where I boop 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 boop, and then the thing just goes. And it's like, oh, it's so even watching it is satisfying. It needs the progression, like, so it's fun enough to pull these ships apart. And a lot of them I was pulling apart for the first time because when I was doing free play, I would do one type of ship and then I would finish it and then I would do the next type of ship, right? And I was just trying out all of the different types of ships. I don't know how long I would play it if that was all the game was. Like, when I was playing the narrative and I was doing this and I was doing that and I was saving up for like an upgrade to my oxygen tanks or my laser or whatever, like I was incentivized, right? So like that in conjunction with like I found one data core which gave me a couple of emails and I was like, ooh, maybe this is like maybe finding more will like unlock some sort of story. And knowing that there is a narrative which either is in the game or will be in the game because they've talked about like a long campaign. Like I feel like once all of that's in the game and I don't have to worry about my progress being reset, Like, I'll be like playing it quite a lot, but I don't know if I'll be going back to it too much just to cut up ships for the sake of cutting up ships.
Yeah, it does scream like something like that. I won't lie.
Like, it is a
So
lot of
it's
fun because they're almost like puzzles, right?
Mhm.
Like, you're trying to figure out the best way to break a ship apart. So there'll be things like,
So you just can't slice it down the middle and just let them both go off in different directions.
no, I mean, your laser's not big enough for start. I mean, you could theoretically do that if you just use, because your laser comes in two modes, right? And one of them is like
Yeah.
a line. You could theoretically do that. You'll probably cut through something that'll kill you. Uh, if you're not paying attention to what you're cutting through. Like, but it is sort of like figuring out the reactor. As soon as you pull like the reactor is the most valuable part of a ship, right?
Hmm.
Like, if you salvage a reactor, that covers your daily payment, like straight away. So anything else you get on top of that in that day is a bonus. But like as soon as you pull it out of its housing, it will explode. So you've got to essentially figure out how to make a path directly from where the reactor is in the ship to where you need to send it for salvage. Like instantly. Otherwise, if you fuck around with it, it'll blow up in your face and destroy the entire ship, cost you a shitload of money, and kill you. But you get cloned, which also costs you money. Ultra capitalist nightmare to stop you. Remember that. But like it's satisfying to sort of like take a step back, look at everything around you in a ship in any given ship, think, okay, how do I get these thrusters out? How do I get this reactor out? How do I get this airlock separated from the hull? And then do it, and then it's really satisfying to be like, I did that. Like, you're just suddenly looking at a ship that what once was a ship, and it's like it's got no walls anymore. I've just taken the walls out, and you just end up being like one of those builders, you know. And I feel like I've just got a cigarette in my mouth, going, "Yep, we're gonna have to take this down to the studs." Let me just open this door. Yeah, literally, I had the full-on gravity moment where I just opened the door, and because I'd cut the hole in the back of the ship to get the reactor out.
Mhm.
So there was a hole behind me, and it was literally just like, and then the thing just went, and then like there was that split second before I got blasted through the ship where you see the air start rushing towards me, and I was like, oh no. Like, I've proper fucked this.
You're like, this was the moment where she knew she fucked up.
Because you can do shit like that, but like you can hold on to stuff if it's still attached to the ship. Like, there's buttons to like use your hands to hold on to stuff, but I wasn't holding on to anything. So I just pinged off the fucking every fucking wall. The chairs came out of the cockpit and started hitting me. And then I went flying out the back of the ship and hit the wall of the shipyard thing. Big massive crack in my helmet, red flashing light, and I just had to float there as my oxygen slowly ran out. Yeah. Wasn't the only time I killed myself.
Sounds like you killed yourself a lot in this game, maybe.
Like a few times. Like when I was still figuring out how stuff worked, I didn't realize there was there's a valve you have to turn the fuel tanks off to the thrusters. But I found the cut point first, and I was like, oh, this must be where you safely cut the pipe away from the fuel tank. Bzzz, kaboom! No, it wasn't.
Nope.
I blew up half the ship.
Yep.
Wasn't good.
Nope.
It wasn't great. There was a moment where I caused explosive decompression on purpose, but didn't take into account the physics of space. So I was like, I'm going to open the thing from this cargo door that's on the top of the ship. And I just lasered the cargo door off, but then when the air rushed out, the ship started spinning. And I was like, how do I get into that? Like, oh no.
Just got to time it. All right.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's something I'll have a look at eventually, but I'm going to be waiting.
like if what I've described sounds really good, like get it. Like if you want to support the game, get it, obviously. And I think it's worth supporting. And I'll be looking forward to sort of dipping in and out every now and again. What I might suggest you do, and it's weird because it's like it's a game I really loved, but what I might suggest you do is just wait for the next update. So like I say, there's going to be according to the game itself, like there's going to be a progression reset when they add the new update to the game. So like anything you do or unlock is gonna be reset, and you're gonna have to do it again. So it might just be worth waiting for that. I don't know how many times that'll happen throughout the course of early access, but that's one of the reasons why I don't play too many early access games. So I don't have to deal with stuff like that.
That's true. That's true.
But it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing where they take it in the future. And I can't wait for it to release. And then we'll review it properly.
Fabulous.
Satisfied drink. Sip of my drink. Almost picked up the moisturizer.
Well, that would do something, gaming. Final game today is for me talking about the couple of hours I've had on Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, even though I've just played the 3D World part. I want to play this game with you, Amy. I won't lie. I'll say this right now. Not that I'm not having fun, because I'm having incredible amounts of fun. It is cute. It is adorable. It's colorful. I'm really enjoying it. I agree with what you said with the 3D platforming part. It can be vexing as hell, especially with the camera. But I really want to play this with you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say this right now. I've had a lot of fun with this game so far. I like to say I haven't touched Bowser's Fury, which I will get to. But yeah, I have had a lot of fun with this so far. I was just playing it this morning. It was just chilling. It's kind of like what you had with the last game you just talked about. Just sitting back, chilling, just going, well, I'm Luigi. Screw you, Mario. I'm the hero here.
I was Peach. Luigi is better than Mario. Suck it.
It's facts, ladies and gentlemen. Facts.
Luigi's a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
Wins automatically. Like,
what's Mario?
He's a plumber.
He's a pizza delivery guy. Basically these days. But it's like I never played it on the Wii, wasn't it? Or was it? Yeah,
it was on the
Wii U.
Wii U.
Yeah, I never played it on the Wii U because I never had a Wii U. So, but it's really, really good. It is really good. If you haven't played this, ladies and gentlemen, and you're wanting to dust off your Switch because you haven't had to use it for a couple of months, just blow off that dust and get this game, and you'll have a lot of fun. It is so much fun. It's just vintage Mario threw in with multiplayer, which I hopefully will be able to get back to you soon with Amy's thoughts as well. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this game. It's just definitely what you said last week. But I just amplify even more. It's just like it was a chill, relaxing time, and it was kind of like playing it was like last night where we were just playing Among Us, because Among Us I'm chilled and everything like that. Even though Ryan can piss me off sometimes, even though we never pissed each other off last night, it was really good last night.
It was good. Yeah, we were good. No, last night was Russell's time to start screaming at everybody.
Yeah. What? Well, where were you, Amy?
I'm calling bullshit on that. Someone standing next to me.
Well, I don't believe that. Yeah, okay, we're going off for the tangents there. But no, yeah, Super Mario 3D World, fun game. Definitely give it a go, ladies and gentlemen. I've had a lot of fun with it.
I can't wait for you to check out Bowser's Fury, because Bowser's Fury is fucking magnificent. Like I said last week. Yeah, like I haven't played any more of it. Like I wish Bowser's Fury had co-op the way that 3D World does, because I would absolutely love to play Bowser's Fury with you. And I know you can, because like someone could play as Bowser Jr., but it's not great co-op for two grown adults to play it together. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I don't know if I came across as disparaging that in any way last week. No, it disappoints me personally, because it's not like if I was playing as Mario in Bowser's Fury and Moody was playing as Bowser Jr., Moody probably wouldn't be having as great a time as I was.
Yeah, you don't want that. You want everyone to have the same experience. So
Yeah, but yeah, no, like I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like you talked about it being like chilled and relaxed. It's like that's literally like I was in my PJs with the radiator on because unlike this week, it was fucking snowing and freezing outside exactly 1 week ago, and this week it's basically spring. What up? What up? But anyway,
it's been raining like crazy for us, so we're okay.
yeah, but it's warm. Like that's the difference. Like it's weird, but yeah, I had the exact same experience of just being like, I'm gonna have a chill day, and I had a chill day playing Mario. Um, and
Fabulous.
it's the magic of the Mario games, right? Like they're never
Yeah,
bad. Like
yeah.
they're
You
never
always have
bad.
fun with them. Like we've already just said, like we might give the golf game a later on, just to have fun. Multiplayer playing that, we think it'll be fun. Hopefully,
I
but
mean, you
yeah,
say might, and I say that definitely. Like
definitely okay. I didn't
obviously,
know if you said yes. Okay, so I just thought I'm just gonna tiptoe around to say she might have said no. I don't know, ladies and
no,
gentlemen.
I'm gonna be all
But
over
yeah,
Mario Golf.
yeah. So we're cracking on that and everything. But yeah, it's like even their bad games have always had a bit of funness to them where you've just been like, yo, this ain't the best, but it's still fun. And that's what I think. What everyone I think always keeps. I think sometimes forgets when it comes to Nintendo. They throw out for fun games,
Yeah.
fun games, and that's what's exciting about it.
Yeah. Like I'm trying to remember the last bad Nintendo developed game, and
Oh god!
it was probably Mario Party on the Wii U.
Or the Mario Party for Switch, because I
No,
know that was mixed
I
bag.
liked Mario Party on Switch. It just
I think
the thing with Mario Party on Switch was Nintendo really need to figure out how to do DLC and support their games post launch because it died. Super Mario Party was good. Super Mario Party died because it really needed more content added to it,
yeah,
and it didn't. So everybody stopped playing it.
yeah.
Super
Like they did
Mario,
a Link game with Sonic,
yeah,
and that was so popular.
like
So
Mario Party on Wii U was genuinely awful. I remember playing it with Russ and Keith.
oh, Amy, you know when we do our charity stream next, you're gonna have to get Mario Kart. You know that, right? If
Keith's
you
got it.
cool. We'll have to have a Mario Party, Mario Kart racing battle, crazy
Russell's way
bonanza.
better at Mario Kart than me and Keith.
Oh, I love Mario Kart.
Like it's like Smash Brothers. Like it's great and everything, but I'm better at it than those two. Like significantly. But then
I've never played a Smash Bros.
But then like like I say that and everyone's like, "Oh, Amy, so big headed." It's like it's true. It's just true, okay. But then
It's just
I am a
ladies and
woman
gentlemen.
enough to admit that when we play Mario Kart, Russell is way better at it than we are.
Yeah.
like I know my strengths and weaknesses. I'm not being big headed, okay? I'm just really good at Smash Brothers.
Yeah. And I haven't played Smash Bros, so I can't know what I'm good at.
Well, you get to play all that stuff because we always play like
Yeah.
Nintendo multiplayer games at the charity stream.
Mhm.
Like they always insist. I don't know. I'm kind of over Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. Like I don't mind playing them with people and I have fun, but like I'll never go out of my way to play them if you know what I mean. Like they'll suggest them. They'll be like, let's play Mario Kart, and I'll be like, yeah, all right, whatever, cool. But I would never be the person who goes, let's play Mario Kart.
Yeah, that's true.
The ultimate chicken horse. Like if we don't play that game together before a charity stream, you're definitely going to play it at a charity stream because it's like a cornerstone of our charity streams.
Okay,
And
I have to ask the question. What the hell's Ultimate Chicken Horse?
It is one of the most funniest games to play multiplayer ever. Like we played the last charity stream we played it for like 5.5 hours straight, and we were just laughing hysterically the entire time because it's hilarious without fail. And what annoys me is those two love it as well, right? So like all three of us is like one of our favorite go-to multiplayer games.
It's only on Steam, is it? No, it's on
No,
Switch.
it's on Switch, it's on Xbox. It's on PlayStation. Like I own it on Xbox. And we had a blast with it and we love playing it. Those two haven't even bought it. Can't even play it with them. And it's just like, what up? Come on. oh, let's play more. We never play games that much anymore. It's like, bitch, buy some fucking games then.
That's true. Like you gotta put up the shut up here, like guys. Come on. If you want to play something, at least bloody say,
Like,
"Oh, I've been interested in this game. What do you think? You want to give it a try?"
it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
do you know why I play a lot of games with Moody and April a lot, and Foxes a lot, and I don't really play games with other people who shall remain nameless, even though I've already named them. It's because they get the games that I'm playing, and we play them together.
Half the time, the ones that you've recommended have all been cheap, so I've never felt like if I don't enjoy it, I'm never going to go, oh, for God's sake,
I
I've
know,
wasted
right?
money
Like
here. That's
Among
about
Us,
it.
Phasmophobia. It's like these aren't
We're all under a
expensive
tenner.
games.
So
Ultimate Chicken Horse, I'm pretty sure, is not that expensive.
ultimately, I'm going to have a look at this on Xbox
Like,
after this. So.
I will fucking end this recording of this podcast, and we will fucking play that tonight. I need to get an early night, but if you want to play Ultimate Chicken Horse tonight, fuck my early night. I don't care.
I have to have an early night as well. So,
but no, it's like, yeah, it's just like, I mean, I love, like, I'm not that person. I can't play the same games over and over again for very long.
yeah,
Like Apex Legends, the amount of time we played Apex Legends for was unprecedented.
yeah.
For me, it's just like I don't really stick with a game that long.
All right. I've literally turned my Xbox on, ladies and gentlemen, to have a look at this.
This is exciting.
See how much this thing is.
I'm gonna guess it's around about tenner if it's not on sale. I think it's probably about that. But yeah, just like yeah, like I love Apex Legends. I still love Apex Legends, but it's not a game I feel like revisiting right now. Right? I need that variety.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I need that variety. I need to mix it up a bit sometimes. Like, I was just talking to you about, like, oh, you know, I want to do a stream of something that's not like the usual games that we've been playing. I mean, you could just sit down and play 3D World for a few hours. Like, that could be a thing. But, yeah, like, there's a reason you're on all of my fucking streams these days and other people aren't on many of them, and that's because you're playing the games that I'm playing. Or in Fall Guys' case, I'm playing the game you bought for me and forced me to play. He's not listening to me.
I am listening to you. I am listening.
Normally I can't get away with burning you like that. What is it? £12.
£12.
I don't know how it would be 2 players. It's fun 3 players. Well. It's my only regret is that I didn't find out about it in the year that it was released. So it was not a Game of the Year contender in whatever year it was.
Let's have a look. You've got it on Xbox, yeah? It's not cross-platform or cross-progression.
I have no idea. But yes, I have it on Xbox. But that's going to do it for episode whatever I said it was.
19?
Of the weekly review. We reviewed some games. I threw shade at some people for not...
And Amy's convinced me to try and buy a new game. During the episode.
Like it's my job. I mean, I convinced you to install the game that I talked about that I played that you didn't. Hardspace. Shipbreaker. Luckily we do Steam share. But yeah, no, like it's cool, it's fun. Like let's play games together.
Let's play. Let's play.
Next week, there's a few games coming out. We were talking before, like we're both gonna play Bravely Default 2, but because it's a long game, and it's supposed to come out on Friday, even though our rental place seems to disagree.
Saying other things right now.
Yeah, but it's meant to come out on Friday, so the plan is we'll probably not talk about Bravely Default 2 next week. We'll probably talk about it the week after, so we both get a decent amount of time into it. If we're enjoying it, obviously. Persona 5 Strikers, I'm moving heaven and earth to get that game. Like, I will be talking about that next week unless something goes cataclysmically wrong.
Oh, this game's not big at all.
And yeah, there's a couple of There's a couple of small indie games. Curse of the Dead Gods, I might check out. So we'll have some stuff to talk about next week. Some new releases. I know we didn't really have any up to the minute new releases to talk about, but that's because there weren't really any.
Nothing really came out last week.
Nothing really came out last week. I like being able to just go, okay, I'll just chill with an early access game then.
Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not?
So that's fun. That's a fun new thing I've discovered we can do on this podcast. Even though I discovered it late ages ago when we did a Phasmophobia episode. But let's get out of here because it sounds like we're playing a game.
Well, I'm installing it, so it says 17 minutes right now, so we'll see.
Yeah. Say bye, Mooney.
Bye, everybody. We might be talking about Ultimate Chicken House next week now. Bye.
Bye. Oh, it's that way around, isn't it? Oh, I'm an idiot.